And this came at the perfect time. Hey guys, it's Andy from T and Andy here, and I am coming at you with a review product that every single person should actually have. No, not just vloggers, YouTubers, or everyone should have this in their car because it is just so useful. Da-da-da-da. So what we have here is a inverter for the car. This is useful if when you're in the car you have 1,000 things plugged in, like for me and Tia, 2 phones, a camera, some this, some that. And the best part about an inverter and the reason why you would want it is that it actually allows you to charge things like your laptop where you need the 2 prongs instead of just the USBs. So let's take a look at the actual product itself. So this is the inverter from SUNGLIFE. It is 150 watt max output. What this means is that the maximum power that this will put out at any one time is 150 watts. For everybody out there who don't care to go into electronics, basically you can plug about 2 to 3 MacBook Pros in here and it should be okay. Definitely will not be able to power something like an electric heater, a microwave, although we don't really know why you are plugging those things in unless you are living on the road. The actual size of the product itself is about my kind of the palm of my hand. Now my hands are pretty big, so I would say it's roughly about 15 centimeters across in diameter. It comes attached right to the 12 volt charger for your car, and it will allow you to plug in 2 of these type of plugs, you know, your normal home plugs at a time, including 3 USB plugs, and you can see they have different amperage ratings. So they are 2.4 amps, meaning this is not going to be a fast charger, but it will charge your phone. Now, here's the thing that we really love about this. So this is another port for a 12 volt DC car plug. And this is not something that comes on other inverters that we've seen. This is really great because sometimes you do have that odd piece of electronic, like a cooler, for example, that you want to plug in, and it really only takes a 12 volt car plug. And with this, you can just plug it straight into here, and I'm going to assume that it's going to also provide power to that piece of electronic as well, but we'll see in our tests. Okay, there is one thing that is rattling and it's kind of irritating me a little bit. I'm gonna assume that it's a bolt or something that came off on the inside. I'm not gonna open it up to look just yet until we go outside and plug this thing in and see what it'll do. All right, so I'm in the back of my hatchback here. Hey, look, there's like enough space to lay down. Ideas. Right, and I happen to have a 12 volt plug right here on the side, which is super useful since it's in the trunk. So let's plug this thing in and take a look. Oh no, it doesn't seem to work, just kidding. You actually have to turn it on, which is actually a really cool feature because this means that you can keep everything plugged in and just turn it on and off. Now, one thing to note when you are using these, this is connected to your car's electrical power. What else is connected to your car's electrical power? Well, the starter. So you want to turn it off when you're not using this. And when we do use inverters like this, we only really use it, have it running when the car is running, because it's gonna charge itself. So definitely make sure that you don't drain your car's batteries when you are using this puppy. Oh, well, that's a little irritating. This is really big, so turn this on first. Now, the first thing I'm gonna try is my phone. Now, fingers crossed. Ah, look at that power. Okay, so we're gonna leave this plugged in, and do item number 2. Okay, nothing has blown up yet, so very happy about that. And let's try my laptop. Okay, there's a lot of glare, but I promise you it's charging. You can probably hear it. And last but not least, the front plug here. Oh, sorry, gotta plug in the other side first. Okay, it's off. All right. So that's what an inverter does. I can plug in all types of different sources of power into a 12-volt jack, and then it will do the magic to make sure that things are converted from DC to AC or whatever it is that it needs to be. So one of the key features that I was talking about is that I can turn this off and the power will just shut itself off. On, off, on, off. Really awesome feature for something like this. One last feature that I wanted to talk about that I actually just discovered as I was doing this video, and it really comes as a pleasant surprise. Now, I'm gonna turn this off, but if you follow my finger, you can see that this is still on. So what this tells me is that there is what is called pass-through charging with this particular port. And this is really great because it means that we can use the inverter as an extension cord. If you don't have a plug back here, you can actually plug this in and have your cooler still in the trunk and use this as an extension cord. And more importantly, you can turn this off so that you can stop charging all your electronics to draw less power from your car battery, but still keep your stuff cool. This is a really cool feature that I definitely have not seen on any other inverters. One of the things that inverters all do is produce heat. You just can't get around it. The SUNGLIFE inverter has a built-in fan, which I don't know if you can hear this, but maybe you can't hear it, but when you're holding this unit and you turn it on, you can feel it spooling up and the fan is going inside. I can feel it dissipate, well, not dissipating the heat yet, but I can feel the air coming out of these side vent holes. So when this is in operation, do not cover it with any sort of clothing or anything that will trap heat. That will effectively burn the inverter and you'll be useless. So the SUNGLIFE inverter, we're quite impressed with this little unit. It comes in a very little package, has tons of ports. These USB ports are really great. It means that you don't have to bring more things to do the conversion. Key. Pass-through charging for the 12-volt input. It's actually amazing. I personally never even thought about this, and I've used quite a few inverters. This is like game-changing. Turning it on and off, the fan built in, and last but not least, everything just works. You literally plug it into your car and it just works. Okay, just in case you are wondering, this is the stats and this is what the inverter is capable of supporting. Now do keep in mind, and I will stress this again, number one, this is only good up to 150 watt or a 12 amp draw. So if you don't know what that means, just don't plug everything into it. And last but not least, do not leave this running overnight. It will kill your car's battery. So yeah, we're very impressed with this unit, and this is just gonna stay in the car, to be honest. We are going to be using this on all of our road trips.